Hello, this is Kevin from Crypto MY. In today's episode, I will talk about 3 meme coins that will have high potential to grow this week. Stay tuned. Okay, let's start off with Elon Musk's tweet because I believe that whatever Elon Musk tweet will actually indirectly affect the crypto space price value. So as you can see here, Elon Musk has already can consider a U-turn. He stated that to clarify this speculation, Tesla has not sold any Bitcoin. So how should I say? Since he tweeted that he haven't sold any Bitcoin, meaning that the past few tweets were actually somehow just joking. I don't know. But based on what happens to Bitcoin yesterday, I think Bitcoin has a very huge recovery back up after his tweets. So it's some sort of market manipulation, but it's also a very good thing for Bitcoin, whereby you have seen the Bitcoin started to have a sort of recovery back upwards. It was around this area for the over 1,000. Let me change to H4. So it was around this area, and right now Bitcoin start to have some sort of recovery. As I mentioned earlier, why Bitcoin first? Because Bitcoin is one of the pioneer coin in crypto space. If Bitcoin falls, most of the altcoins falls. Okay, so that's the reason why I want to talk about a little bit about Bitcoin first before we go into the meme coin. As you can see here, the Bitcoin start to have a slight recovery. Which is a good thing. Consider here as a very strong support level right now around this area, around 42,000. I believe that right now Bitcoin later will try to break above this moving average line. And the first thing that you need to do is the market need to break above this 45,000 mark, and then the candle closed above. Of course, if it's possible, it can close above this blue moving average line. It will be perfect for the bull trend to get back into the game. So that's all for Bitcoin. So right now, I think Bitcoin started to get a little slightly bullish, which is a good thing. And right now, let's look at the 3 meme coins that I will talk today. So the first meme coin I will talk today is the Dogecoin. The Dogecoin will be right now that you can take note. It has a ascending triangle right here. Okay, as if you can see here, there is a very strong ascending triangle whereby the support is getting higher and higher. So right now the moving average is even getting nearer towards the candlestick. So what happened is, if the candlestick able to break above this moving average line, it will have the higher possibilities that it could reach the 50-cent mark. Maybe it could even reach 60-cent mark. Let's say if you want to base on the descending triangle profit, it should be calculated something like that, which is if I pull from here to here 19%, then it should be here to here 19%. So it could be around 60 cents, 0.6. So this is one of the crypto coins that you can take note of, because it might have the possibility to grow. But in order for it to grow, it first need to break through the resistance line or the moving average line. If it, let's say, it's continue to fail, then most probably it will drop back to this nearest support level is around this 41-cent area. So I think the Dogecoin have the very high possibilities to go up this week. And let's go on with the second meme coin, will be the Shiba coin. Okay, Shiba has a very good move. If you have watched my earlier video, I've actually drawn this line yesterday, which is I stated that it might float around this area first, and then it will try to break upwards. So it does the same move that what I've drawn yesterday. So right now, I believe that the Shiba will do the minor correction towards downwards, towards this ascending triangle. And let's say if it doesn't break below, and it has the so-called the reversal pattern right here around this area, it will have the high possibility to go up this area, which is the 0.2 area, which is a good thing. Why? Because so far, if you can see here, RSI is moving slowly towards upwards, going towards the buy trend, buy zone area. So I could say that the buyers will start to push the price higher and higher. But we need to take note that the nearest small resistance zone should be around this area, which is the 1.8 area, the 0.00018 area. This area, but I believe this area should be easily be broken. So I think right now it could be easily touch this line within a matter of time if the Bitcoin continues to recover. To back up this thing, even the PlaySand has already developed the payment infrastructure together with the Shiba Inu, which is a very good news for Shiba Inu, and this is the first collaboration, if I'm not mistaken, and this is one of the huge project. So good job for this Shiba coin, doing a very nice good move. Okay, if you want to read more about this Shiba token, you can actually go to their Twitter. I think their Twitter should be somewhere around here, and you can jump into their Shiba Twitter, so you can actually see all the latest update, which is whatever new exchanges that they list on. It will be all here. As you can see, most of the it has a very strong supporters and very strong feedback going on in Twitter and even in their Telegram. So I think Shiba will have the bright opportunities to grow further up in future. We might not know. As you can see, yes, past few days ago, Vitalik has just burned 90% of the Shiba coins in his wallet, and that is the plus point for the Shiba to grow in future. So let's go on with the last and not least meme coin, which is the Kishu Inu. Okay, this Kishu Inu, I actually uploaded the simple guide of how to buy Kishu Inu when the Kishu Inu wasn't listed at any exchanges. So right now, if I'm not mistaken, I think Kishu Inu has started to list on many exchanges, such as BigOne exchange. This is one of the big exchange. Even the KX. I think if I'm not mistaken, even this in the OKX exchange platform. So there are a lot of good news happening around Kishu Inu, and if I'm not mistaken, I have read the latest update from Kishu Inu. So Kishu Inu has stated that we are aware that Vitalik has made a move on Kishu as well. So unlike Shiba, we did not send 50% of our token to Vitalik. Kishu did not send 50% token to Vitalik, so we sent him the 50% of the liquidity tokens. So which is VP owns only 0.2 of Kishu, which is a good thing because at least somebody is not holding that much of token, and there's no some sort of freeze like the Shiba Inu that he has actually sent the 50% of their token to VP. If it's unlucky, if VP does a very bad move, selling off the 50%, I believe that the Shiba Inu right now, the price should be not as high as right now. So lucky for Shiba and a good move for Kishu. And I believe that Kishu also might have the high potential to grow this week, and you can actually look into it because they are listing in more exchanges and exchanges. So if you look at the BigOne exchange, we look at the technical analysis right now. So if you look at the technical analysis of the Kishu Inu, this is BigOne exchange. If you don't have the BigOne exchange yet, I will put down the link below. You guys can do the registration there for free. So once you have the account here, then you can start doing the trading right here. Okay, so right now there's not much big movement in BigOne exchange. Let me look at the H4. So the H4 right now, why does it have a very long what they call the candlestick line? Is because when a coin started to list on a certain exchange or a new exchange, usually the first seller will sell at a very high price. So there's one thing that I can advise you is let's say if it's listed on the new exchanges and you found out that you want to buy this coin because you might think that it will be high after it lists on the new exchanges, the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that do not use market order. You use a limit order. Okay, so why limit order? Is because you can actually set your price target, where you want to buy the price at and where you want to sell at. Instead of you using the market order, you can when you click on it, you actually enter the market as soon as possible at the current price. So you might get around this price, but actually getting around this price is actually a bit too high, because as if you want to know the exact amount of this Kishu Inu or some sort of the new tokens, you can actually go to the DEX tool, whereby you can actually see the exact price value of the coin. As you can see here, the exact price value is around this area, which is 98.59. So plus minus 10 right now is 0.00000109. It's exactly almost slightly the same. So this price is acceptable. Let's say if you've seen that the price value in here and in here is quite having a very huge difference, then most likely you will see a very quick dump after the short while of the listing in the big exchanges. So you need to be careful when you are doing trading in the cryptocurrency, especially when it listed in the new exchanges. Make sure to check before you enter the market. So right now, I think that the market is still new right now in the BigOne exchange. You cannot do any technical analysis here. But if you look at the DEX 2.io, which is much more accurate, if we look at the H4, it actually done the so-called reversal pattern here, which is going downwards and then it start to reverse back up, so which is a good thing. So right now we need to monitor that if the Kishu managed to break above this candlestick pattern, which is the 1-1 area, most likely it will try to go up to this 1-4 area. So these are the 3 main coins that you can take note this week. I absolutely hope that the Bitcoin could start to recover soon. Like I said in my previous video, it's not yet the end of the bull market yet. It's just doing a minor correction, and do not panic. Most of the coins are starting to recover. As you can see, most of the meme coin also is starting to recover also. Not just meme coin, I believe that most of the altcoin outside also start to recover, so do not panic. And I think that's all for today's episode. If you like my episode, remember to click like, share and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next episode, and goodbye.